Well, a jolly welcome to you all back at Taroko Railways with me, Elizabeth. And I trust that I found you well. And today we have the company of kings and queens, yes, for sure. And the king we have over today is King Henry VII. And that's King Henry VII Hornby model R2119, a 460 steam locomotive in double O gauge, and it is a popular double O gauge model of the Great Western Railway GWR, and it's of course locomotive number 6014. And this locomotive is carrying a very distinctive GWR green livery and often with lining as well. A model by Hornby in the 1990s to maybe early 2000s. It's tender drive and I think it's got a ring-filled motor and a detailed collector's item representing early 20th century British railways. Many other models are also available, as well as the streamlined version of the King class and so much more. Even in DCC. So generally considered an Era 3, part of the Big Four, the 1923 up to 1947 locomotives, and it's featuring separately fitted handrails, valve gear, buffer beams in red, cab details, meticulously crafted but not painted, a reverse rod, the nameplate nicely depicted, glazed windows, and a reverse rod as previously stated, and the King Henry VII emblem, name emblem is nicely depicted. And the running number on the cab side also nicely depicted. So I normally couple it up with my GWR coaches, especially the Royal Mail coach train, as well as sometimes the CLERESTORY coaches, and sometimes I do the Pullman coaches as well. But I think preferably the Mark 1 coaches will suit this loco, just modified, but I don't have any Mark 1 coaches. And as you know, I had to service my GWR locos, and luckily I did it in time. And once again, the buffer beams on the tender, you've got to be very careful because those buffer stoppers, is actually so easy to lose. They jump off sometimes. They've got a mind of their own. I've picked mine up a couple of times after it's jumped off the tender, and I'm telling you, it's a nightmare when you actually realize that one of those little parts are missing, and you've got to start looking around the layout for that. So yeah, just bear in mind with this logo, that's one of the issues that I'm going to have to glue down. I have obviously a box for this logo, but it does not carry a description on the side, so it is also the old Hornby box, and I don't think it was really worth digging it up out of my box. But yes, what I've done is I've fitted the loco staff and also fitted the vacuum parts that was included in the accessory packet. So generally a very nice loco, and I love the high tender and also the mighty pipework of the loco, and it's just one of those king statement locomotives. Definitely a lovely loco to have on the layout. And while we're looking at it now, running around Taroko AA Railways, I think it's time let's jump into the history of this loco. So the King class locomotives were introduced in 1927. This locomotive, the loco we have here on the layout, King Henry VII, was number 6014 and named in honor of King Henry VII, known as Henry Tudor, the patriarch of the Tudors. He was King of England from 1485 to 1509 until his death, a monarch of the House of Tudor. The locomotives were the largest locomotives built by GWR. Apart from the unique Pacific, the Great B, the class was named after kings of the United Kingdom and of England, beginning with the reigning monarch, King George V, and going back into history. So the King class is famous for its streamlined casing in the 1930s and its powerful express passenger duties before the streamlining was removed. The locomotive was built in 1928, that is, the loco we have here, number 6014, was built in 1928 and debuted in the month of May and was painted on the GWR prestigious King class known for hauling heavy mainline trains. Built at Swindon Works, Great Western Railway debuted in May 1928 as previously stated and named after and in honour of Henry Tudor, who became the king in 1485. A classic example of GWR express power, often seen working prestigious routes, and its nameplates are preserved at Didcot Railway Centre. And now a little bit more about the loco. The King clauses handled the principal GWR expresses on the main line from London to the west of England and of Chiltern line down to Birmingham, where my line's family lived from as early as the 1480s, and of course Wolverhampton until 1962 when the clause was withdrawn. King Henry VII, the loco we have here on the layout today, was a King Class 460 steam locomotive that was built by GWR's Swindon Works and debuted in the May 1928. This locomotive was allocated to Newton Abbot and the loco was fitted with streamlining from March 1935. But also very soon after that, the streamlining was removed by January 1943, and except for the V-shaped cab. In August 1950, this locomotive we have on the layout, King Henry VII, was allocated to Old Oak Common. Some of the class, including number 6014, King Henry VII, the locomotive we have here on the layout, had the L-flock water treatment fitted by 1954. And like his classmates, he had held a double chimney and modified frame fitted by September 1957. From March 1959, Wolverhampton Stafford Road Stead would be locomotive 6014's last allocation. The locomotive we have here today, King Henry VII, was withdrawn in September 1962, having travelled over 830,386 miles in its lifetime. So this locomotive, number 6014, was eventually scrapped at Cox and Danks, Albury, and 3 of the King clauses were preserved, and that was King George V, King Edward I, and King Edward II. And in essence, King Henry VII was a powerful steam locomotive that embodied the grandeur of the engineering progress of the GWR railway. So there you have it, folks, a lovely loco to have on my layout. It's not one of the most latest versions of Hornby, and it's not the streamlined version, but I'm quite happy with this version that I have, number 6014. And yes, thank you everyone once again for all your comments and all your support. I really appreciate it. Thanks, and all my best. Regards, Elizabeth.